Hello, my name is Bambi Harris. I'm the author of over 30 books, nearly 40 now. I am here to give you another writing tip, and today we're going to talk about an ailment that all writers suffer, and that is writer's block. There can be a lot of causes, and we can address some of them. There could just be sometimes this general feeling of I literally am out of ideas, and that's a pretty common reason to stop writing. But I wanted to say, firstly, it could be energy. Energy is a big thing. When you're physically tired, it's really hard to pull the ideas out of you. So you might not necessarily be suffering from writer's block, but you might be suffering from energy level deficiency or something that stops you from sitting down at the keyboard and actually writing. Sometimes it's not a lack of ideas, but it's a lack of being able to physically pull it out of yourself, because writing a book is a physical undertaking. It's not just mental, it's very physical. Every time I write my books, I feel tired afterwards. I have to prepare myself knowing that it's going to take energy. If you write an action scene, and I say action scene, if you're writing something that is essential that you write it in one block because there's just a concession of actions, a lot of the time that takes more out of you and it feels like you've just run a marathon. So it can be a lot of things to do with energy, and we can discuss that too. And I think soon I'll create a video about what to do with time management and finding the time to write, because a lot of people complain. Well, I don't like to use the word complain, but a lot of people say, you know, I've got children, I've got life, I've got work, when can I possibly find the time to write? So we'll address that in future videos soon. Energy does play a lot into it, but I say other things like not being able to come up with a good idea, or when you hit a roadblock where you're writing and you're going, okay, here's my guidelines, here's what I was going to do with this chapter, and then you're like, I don't know what to do next. Maybe you know what's going to happen here and you know what's going to happen here, but you don't know how to link it together with action or dialogue, or you just don't feel it. Again, feeling has a lot to do with writing as well. So if you're not feeling it, there are other things you can do. First of all, don't treat writer's block not necessarily as an excuse. A lot of people create excuses for themselves. They say to themselves, you know what, you're really tired so you can't write. And that's fair enough, but if you start to do it day after day, eventually you'll get into the habit of not writing at all, which, while on one side is fine, on the other side you'll never finish your book. So it's just like, and I will always reference it back to the analogy of losing weight. It's just like losing weight. If you're not consistent at some frequency, if you're not consistent, it's not going to produce results. So you can take it easy on yourself as far as saying, well, how much can I write? Again, write a sentence a day, write a paragraph a day, as long as you just keep it up. Or say, I will write dedicated 3 to 4 times a week on these days, or 3 to 4 days a week, no matter what the days are, but at the end of the week I can say that I've written. You don't have to have how many words, you don't have to have an actual thing. You could sit down and say, I want to write a sentence a day, if you start that way. Because a lot of the time, say if you write a sentence, you're like, well, I already know what the next sentence is, and oftentimes you'll start with a paragraph. So just get that rolling again, just get that into motion, and when you get to the point where you just can't possibly think of what to write next, there's a few remedies for it. It's not a cure. Sometimes you're going to just be really stuck. First of all, address why you're stuck. If it's energy, then, you know, take a break, take a nap, take a rest, or just pull away and try these things. Try working on something else to do with the book. Go back and write a different note. Just say to yourself, you know what, I don't like where I'm at in this book, and that's why you're not being propelled forward, because you're not really enjoying what you're currently writing, and that can stop you too. So if you think about it, if you can accept that, sometimes you have to go back and delete some of the book that you wrote because you don't like where it's heading, and then go, well, I like this idea instead. So go back and integrate it in, put little clues into your new idea, and you might find that the wheels will start going in motion again. Because if you're not enjoying what you're writing, it will bring you to a stop. And if it feels like it's depressing and you're not really enjoying this part, and if you just get through it, you'll get to a better part, then you got to remember that will be conveyed to your reader. So if you're not enjoying that part that you're writing, neither will the reader. So you have to consider whether you want to go back and rewrite or delete some and start with a different idea in a different version. It doesn't mean a whole different concept, but you might want to just reconsider where you're headed, because if you can't push it forward, then you're not embracing the storyline. It's not coming through right. So you've got to find where in the storyline you're not enjoying it, or it's not interesting anymore. Go back to that idea of your favorite movie or favorite TV show, that sensation of intrigue and mystery. Think again about those sort of things that you really find fascinating, and concentrate on that, and then look at your book and go, where is my book not falling short of this feeling? Where is my book not giving me this feeling? And maybe it will trigger or give you a spark of an idea and go, oh, well, I was going to have him walk into a bakery and a shootout happens, but you're not really feeling it. So you decide, I'm going to get him to walk into the basement of a library and find something hidden in a hidden room. So you just a simple little thing like that you've changed can create that feeling again where you're ready to write. And that could be the cause of your writer's block. It could just be a lack of passion for that particular moment of what you're writing. The other thing is, if you already have decided that it's not necessarily something wrong with your energy or what you're writing about, then sometimes you just hit a block where you just can't move forward. And it's as simple as that. We don't have to describe or explain why it's like that. So the best thing to do, and I'll bring back the analogy of losing weight again, is to just keep your hand in motion. Just keep things going and concentrate on something else to do with the book. Find Google images and play around with cover ideas. Think of the title of the book. Write a dedication to a loved one that you want to put inside the book. Once you do the dedication page, that is one page of your book done. It's completed. Even write just one sentence. Write an idea for the book. Include dialogue or a chapter from later in the book. Maybe you don't want to write this part right now. In my current book, I was thinking of some dialogue while I was doing the dishes, and I thought, oh, I've got to include that. Well, I had to write it then and there while I thought of it. So that is actually on the last chapter of this book. I'm only on chapter 13 now, but it's in there waiting to be linked together. So there's a lot of things you can do with writer's block. The most important thing is consistency. Keep the frequency going, keep writing or keep doing something towards the book, whether it's writing something, doing the cover, jotting down an idea. Just keep it in motion, because the only way to finish a book is to actually do it. So again, no matter how you do it, no matter what the rules are, you can do A, B, C, or you can do B, G, D, Z. You don't have to write it all in frequency, but just keep going. Just keep it in your mind. It doesn't have to be every day, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, but you can just keep at it. And eventually it will all accumulate into one finished product. So I hope that helps.